deepest cut is 60 feet. The deepest fill is 120. It's 24 million yards of dirt to move. And I don't know if anyone's been around. I've been around some big projects where we moved 8 million, 5 million. I've never seen 24 million yards moved. Maybe a few folks in here have. We think this is the biggest site right now in the US. We're not 100% sure, but it's really big. We're moving, on good days, we've moved 70,000. On a slow day, we move around 25,000, just depends on what the hauls are doing. We had Alan come visit us on site, and we went over tracker, looked at it, and we knew we needed it, but we didn't invest in it. Probably the biggest mistake we made in a project of this magnitude. So we went for about a year realizing we didn't know how much we were moving. We were relying on the truck drivers to give us a load count. They were ticking off sheets of paper, using clickers. They were plus or minus 25% on the volumes per day, which really threw off our numbers. So once we realized that was happening, we did get involved with Tracker and put tablets in the trucks. One of the things we needed was what was the production on the Tracos. We knew what the hauls were, we knew what the distances were, we could get dumps from the trucks, but we really needed production on the Tracos. What operators were performing well, what ones weren't performing well, what should we be load note, how big a Traco should we be running, and we were able to analyze all that from the tracking system. We added some code in there so that every time a truck pulled up to a Traco, the Traco knew which truck it was loading. So then we were getting an accurate load, an accurate dump on the trucks, and then we were getting an actual load on the excavator. We did start to see behaviors where guys were hiding and parking for an hour. This site's so big, their holes are so deep they could park down in a hole and sit there and have a nap. You'd never know. So once they understood that, they stopped that behavior pretty quick. It's working well for us right now, and we're really getting accurate, very accurate numbers. So we look at the hauls, we look at the distance, we look at the yards we're moving every day. It breaks down into different areas of fills, areas of cut, and we get a text message every morning that tells us what we're doing. We've tied the analytics into Power BI. I don't know much about it. It's database driven. So Power BI pulls information out of the Tracker database, pulls information out of Viewpoint. We use Viewpoint for our costing in the company. And we also build data into spreadsheets, and it's pulling it out of that. So the Power BI is pulling all that information into a database that allows us to dashboard every day and reproject our finish date every day so that we can trend out the project right to the finish. So every time we open up that sheet and send it to the owner, he sees the cost per yard moved every day, and he can see if it's going up or down, if we're improving or not, and if we're not improving, why we're not improving, and we can easily determine rain days. So the owner gets the same kind of information. So we get added on days based on rain, and weather. So that was an interesting thing. They go, okay, we got 100 trucks. We're going to move this number of yards a day. Here's when we're going to finish. But there's about 25 or 30 of those trucks that are moving topsoil, moving muck, hauling stone, doing all kinds of other things that aren't directly related to the end date. It's kind of a weird thing, like a bulldozer, grader, box blades, all those are support equipment that drives the project. but we didn't actually realize that you gotta have X number of trucks that sort of get in that category. And this really made that stand out to the estimators and people that are overseeing the numbers on the project. Vertical guys didn't change their schedule. They were coming in at the same date regardless. So they came in and started putting up vertical buildings while we were still moving dirt. And that changed a lot of flows and patterns that weren't bid at the time we took on the project. So we were able to, the tracking system helped us a lot with that, showing them how come our patterns are different, they're longer, they're 2 miles, they should have been 1.5 miles. The cost impact of a 1/2 mile, they go, well, it's only a 1/2 mile. Yeah, it's a 1/2 mile, but it's also 18 million yards over that extra 1/2 mile.
People usually come to us saying, oh, I want to count my loads. I need to get my numbers, I need to count my loads, right? Well, to do the job, there's a lot more going on than just counting the loads. You need to balance your crew and everything. This was one that Mike called us one day and said, this truck right here turned over. And he said someone pulled out in front of him. Well, first question is what's that got to do with loads and dumps? But we're here to do more than loads and dumps. We want to help you manage that process. So when he explained that, we roped the area where the truck turned over, said, show me every piece of equipment that was in that spot within, I think it was in a minute of when that happened. And it pointed to exactly to the second, that's the truck that pulled out in front of him. So that driver was right about what happened, and that's the one that caused the problem. How do you put a value on that? Right? Answering that question, having that information.